Laos side, so that's how close we are to Laos. I do have some new updated information, and I am figuring out why this one is more people show up. I will tell you guys, and I'll explain why this one is slower. So let's go sit over here. Let's get out of the sun. Let's go over here to the shade.
Here we go.
Let's see. But this is the Vietnam border, man. We're right here, just a few feet away from Laos. So, we're so close, but yet so far. So close, but yet so far, guys. If we can get out of here by 2... Yeah, I have a feeling we're going to be here a little bit longer than I expected. I still have a little hope, though, that we'll be back. We are back. There is the Laos border right there. When a few more people come in, I will update our current situation. But I can kind of see now, I can kind of understand what delays this. And you guys can see everyone is over here waiting. Yeah, so basically, I've done the fast one every time, and now I'm doing the slow one. And the two big differences, the slower one, which is this one, we stopped at the restaurant for about 30-ish minutes, and now we are on the Vietnam, I guess, processing center. What we normally do on the quick one was we hand them the passport, and within about 5-ish minutes, they give us our exit stamp, and then we go to the Lao border. But on this one, they told us, give us your passport and come back in about an hour. So before, it's only about 5 minutes. This one's about an hour. Add that to the 30 minutes of the restaurant before that we don't do, that's already an hour and a half. That's already an hour and a half difference. So far, we're going to be at least an hour and a half extra time compared to the other part of the visa. We need to exit Vietnam. Yes, we got to get an exit stamp. So Lin Visa is going to process our they're going to process our exit stamp. No, there's nothing to pay. Lin Visa takes care of everything. It's just if you take the 6 o'clock one that I always do, you do pay an extra $40, but none of this extra stuff exists. None of this extra stuff exists at all. That restaurant stop that we had does not exist, and we get our stuff done in about 5 minutes instead of an hour on this step. So that's what that's the kind of the status where we're at, though. But we're just right there. Like, let's try to zoom in as much as we can. We walk there once we get our exit stamp, and it's about a 10-minute walk from that point. Actually, it's probably a little less than 10. It's probably like 8-minute walk from there. But we're just gonna hang out here now. Let me grab my battery charger since this is a good time to charge my battery. Let me break out the old battery charger. There's nothing to speed up though. Like, even if we went up to Lin people, there's nothing they can do because this is a group visa run. So there's nothing they can do. Like if I would say, hey, Lin Visa, I'm gonna give you $50. They couldn't do anything because I can't just go over there by myself. Like, they have to do it all as a one-person process. Now, I guess technically you could pay like the early morning one where you leave at 6 and you get back at 6. You could do that one, but on this one, there's nothing we can do because I cannot get on the bus and leave until every single person has got their visa run. On this, it's not. If you are by yourself, maybe it's a different story, but we have 2 buses here. So even if I paid and went and got all my stuff done right now, I would still be sitting here because everyone else has to wait. So paying, the only way that you can kind of side skirt this is like if you did the early morning one, which I always do. And we start at 6 and we get back at 6. And that one's $40 extra. But there's nothing for us to do on this one. We could just wait and wait and wait. Have you ever seen early Dubai? Yes, I do. I've heard, I've never seen it, but I've heard two people mention. One, I heard that they'll ride you on a scooter, and another one, I heard that they allow like your spouse or whoever you're with to take your passport over there. I've heard that, but I've never seen it 100% with my eyes. On these group ones, there's no way to speed them up. There's no way to speed them up. You could do the early morning one, which if I do a Lynn Visa run again this year, I am going to do the early morning one. I'm going to do the faster, more expensive one. I don't want to stop at the restaurant, and I don't want to wait here for an hour. It doesn't make sense to me. I was being a little cheap and didn't really think it would be much of a difference, but you do waste 30 minutes at the restaurant, and then you do take an hour. Well, at least they told us it'd be an hour. I'm surprised no one's really showing up to see the Laos-Vietnam border. I thought people would enjoy that part. Maybe I'll ride this scooter across. It's hot though, man. I'm telling you guys, I'm glad I got this little shaded spot. Well, I heard it is streamlined because before I heard people wait for their visa for 3 hours. This one's only supposed to be like an hour, so it's shorter than what it used to be. But Duck's the one that talked me into doing this for a cheaper price. So I was telling him, hey man, I'll just pay the $40 and do the quicker one. So if he was like trying to scam me, he would have had me do the more expensive one, which I always do. But he was like, no, you got to do this one. You got to show everybody like this is the first time it's been this quick. Because other people have been telling me they've been getting home or closer to 10. We'll find out what time we get home tonight. I'm still holding out hope that we'll get home at 9. But before, so the very first time I ever did this, I had to wait at the hotel for about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. But I heard that part doesn't exist anymore. We'll see though, because that's our next step. I don't know if I'll be home by 9. If we can get our stuff, if this is the last hurdle and we get our Lao visa within about 30 to 45 minutes, then I think we have a chance of getting back at 9. Because right now it is 12:45. They told us come back here at 1:30 to get our exit stamp on our visa. And then if we can get back on the bus by like 2:30, 3 o'clock, we could be home by 9. We could. If our tires on our bus are moving by 3 o'clock, I think we'll get home by 9. So that's kind of the point that where are we at now? We're at almost 1 o'clock. So we're at 12:45. If we can be leaving on the bus at 3 o'clock, I think we have a chance to get home at 9. I think so. I think 3 p.m. is our magic number right now. That's what we're looking at. Let me break out my GoPro so I can do a little video. You guys will hear me, but you guys probably won't see me. So let's break this out. So guys, right now I just got some time to kill. Like I said, we are waiting for our exit stamp. On the early morning visa run that I've always done in the past, this step does not exist. they usually give us back our exit stamp on our passport within about 5, no more than 10 minutes. But if you guys can see, everyone's sitting in here, and they told us to come back at 1:30, and it was 12:30 at the time. So that's an extra hour of a step that we don't normally have on the early one. And like I mentioned earlier, we just stopped at a restaurant for about 30 minutes. So that's an hour and a half difference on this visa run compared to the earlier one. So for me, as of this moment, I think I would do the early one, and I would pay the extra $40. But we'll see. I'm just hoping that we'll get home, or at least back into Da Nang by 9 p.m. If we're home by 9 p.m., I'll be happy. So I think if we leave here, if our bus is taken off, if our bus is leaving, Jesus Christ, come on. So I think if our bus is actually leaving by 3 p.m. today, I think we have a good chance of getting back by 9 p.m. So that's going to be kind of our magic number, is 3 p.m. Right now it's about 12:50. I'm waiting for our exit stamp for Vietnam. Then we're going to go over here to the Lao border, wait for our Lao visa, and then come back, get our brand new Vietnam stamp, and then get back on the bus. So if we can get back on 3 o'clock, I think we'll be in good shape. So stick around. Give me 1 second, guys. I got some new information for all the people that came in. We got some new information. So here we go. Here's a little bit of updated information. So remember, on this visa run, we had an extra 30 minutes for the restaurant. So that's where 30 minutes magically goes on this one compared to the other one. Now, we are waiting for our exit Vietnam visa stamp, right? And they told us 1 hour. So it was 12:30, and they said, come back and check in with us at 1:30. This step usually takes about 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes on the quicker one. So that's the difference. There's an hour wait here for your exit Vietnam stamp, and then the extra 30 minutes for the restaurant. So there's 1.5 hours on this one that doesn't exist on the fast one. So that's going to be the big difference. 10 p.m. there. I saw an 80-year-old do a bus run. Americans, I can't tell for sure, but I think the majority of them are Americans. I did hear a few UK accents, and I did hear like some Russian or Eastern Europeans, but I think the majority is probably Americans. So we're here for another probably 40 minutes if the timing is accurate, which she told us. And then we got to walk over here. That's the Laos border. So basically, once we get back our passport, we're going to do like this guy. We're going to walk over there. And it's about 8-minute walk from where he's at to the Laos checkpoint, like where you get your stamp, is about 8 minutes. It's a little under 10 minutes. And then you go over there, you get your Laos visa. And then what we'll do is we'll come back in here after that stage, and then we'll get our brand new Vietnam 90-day visa. Earl the Pearl. But those are some nice bathrooms. So you guys always wonder, like, is there any bathrooms at the border? There's some over here, and I think there's some down this way. But I've used these ones like 2 bus runs ago, and those are decent. So we're just hanging out. Like, these people are with us on our bus, and then everyone over here is on our bus, and everyone's just kind of hanging out. So this step doesn't exist. So basically the 2 last steps that we've just done don't exist on the early morning one. And now I can understand why this one's slower. So this one would I can understand if people did this one, I could see how they can be put off by it. because it is at least an hour and a half extra of, to me, it's nonsense. I don't understand why we stop at that restaurant, and I don't understand why we wait an hour here compared to 5 or 10 minutes on the other one. On the bus run, no. I would definitely accompany someone on the bus run, but it would have to be for a large, hefty price. But I don't really see, I wouldn't be able to really benefit you though, because I would just be a seat chatting partner, because I couldn't cross the border, because then it would ruin my visa. So for me, you basically would just be paying me for 12 hours of my time, and to chat with you on the bus. That's the lady that recognized me. I think she's from New York. She was like, I watched her. I can't believe it. She was shocked. She was like, I can't believe it. You're doing a visa run? I was like, yeah. She goes, I just watched your visa run video. I can't believe you're here. I was like, yeah, I'm doing my visa run today. El Feo. Actually, it feels good when you walked out in the sun. That sun's beating down on you. We're just gonna hang out, man. There ain't really nothing to do. See, on the quicker morning visa bus run, none of this happens. Like, you don't hang around. On this one, you hang around for a good amount of time. I'm kind of glad that I did do this one, in a sense, because now I understand like where all that extra time goes. But it's all wasted time to me. I don't like the sitting around. I don't like the sitting around. I guess since we have time to kill, I guess we'll walk around. Ah, man, everyone else is sitting over there. I was gonna go sit over there, and I didn't notice anyone else sitting over there, but here we go. I'll have to get a thumbnail. Yeah, we're waiting for our exit stamp at Vietnam, and then we're gonna cross the Laos border, hopefully in about 30 minutes. Probably. One again. I will do the quicker one, the more expensive, the faster one, but I don't think I would do this one. I don't think I would do this one again. It does suck paying the extra $40, but you will save 3 hours. If Fluffy was here, we would have just flown to Kuala Lumpur, $100 round trip, and we would have done 4 or 5 days in Kuala Lumpur. No more what? So for me, I still would do the fast one. But I don't think I will do the slow one again. Flying, the worst, I used to do the flight one to Bangkok every single month back in 2023, but the problem with flying out is it's so risky and it's so expensive. That's the problem. It doesn't make sense to fly. Because I have to go rent a hotel for 4, 5, possibly more days. And if you're just assuming, if you're just going to get lucky and be like, hey, I hope I'm only going to spend $20 a day on a hotel. 20, 40, 60, 80. You're already at $80, possibly $100 for a cheap hotel. I mean, that's already more than the visa run right there. With the flight and the hotel, and that's not including your grab from the airport, your grab back to the airport, your food, your new SIM card in that country. So it adds up, man. The bus, no matter what, no matter whatever way you slice it, the bus is always going to be cheaper. This run, the slow run, is always going to be your cheapest option. I miss those days when you could slip a $20 bill, give you extra VIP. You couldn't do that. You couldn't do that here though, because remember, it's a group thing. Like someone else was saying, like, oh, you should pay, and I'm like, you can't, because even if I get done, like if I slip the money, Like, what am I going to do? Sit on the bus for another 2 hours until everyone else is done? Like, so you can't do it on a group thing. It doesn't worth it. It's not possible. If you came here by yourself, possibly. But if you're on a group, like, yeah, I'll get done, but what am I going to do? Go sit by myself for 2 hours till the last person gets done? But I would still do the fast one, but I don't think I will do this one again. I won't do the slow one. I'll do the fast one, or I'll do Kuala Lumpur. Kuala Lumpur would probably cost me about $40 or $50 more in the end. But I would get a few day trip out of it. It probably cost me $40 to $60 more. But you would get a trip out of it. So my only two options is do the fast one, save 50, 60 bucks on the fast bus, or do a Kuala Lumpur and spend an extra 50 to 60 bucks. That's probably the two options. It's not a mini vacation though. It's not though, because I am paying for an apartment in Da Nang. So that's wasted money. I gotta buy a SIM card there. I gotta at least spend 20 bucks. And I gotta do a vacation, which you call it, which is not a vacation to me, but it's something that I don't wanna do. Where's my other damn phone? It's not really a vacation to me because I'm not wanting to do it. I'm having to do it. There's a difference between doing a vacation that you want and that you have to. That was my other phone. Like for me, I think you guys think I'm this big adventure and traveler. Like, I love staying home. I'm not really at certain times I like doing things, but man, that's my phone. Hold on, let me turn this. For me to go do a forced, which you call a vacation, and especially in a country that I don't really know, it's not really a vacation for me. You can take a train from Kuala. I know you can take that, but the problem is it's still expensive compared to Da Nang and other places in Vietnam, and it still takes you 45 minutes. That's the other deal breaker. I was so mad when you guys told me, you guys go, you know, the airport's like an hour away from the main area. I was like, an hour? I was like, Jesus Christ. The problem is you can't do it though. That's the problem, Dark Brother. I've thought of all these things. So the problem is Lao Bao. Here's what I told Lynn. I said, hey, is it possible that I can do your bus service? Then, like today, I'll just go stay in Laos, and next week when you come back, I'll take the bus back. And she was like, yeah, you can do that. And then she was like, but what are you gonna do? And I was like, I'll either stay in the border. She said, there's nothing there. And then I said, well, I'll go to the capital. And she goes, do you know how far the capital is? And I said, I'm not sure. She said, it's about a 10-hour bus ride. So it's about a 10-hour bus ride from Vientiane. So you can't really, it doesn't make sense, because let's say I spend $150 on this trip, then I'm gonna have to go take a 10-hour bus ride into Vientiane, and then a 10-hour bus. It doesn't make sense. Logically, it doesn't make sense. It's 10 hours. New to this, Google it for me, please. Check Lao Bao border and check how far Vientiane is driving distance. And then you guys will say, well, just fly. Okay, go look at Da Nang's flights. Da Nang's flight from Da Nang to Vientiane is like $85 one way. And it's an 18-hour flight, or it's a 9-hour flight. So there's a layover. It's stupid. You have to go lay over and do a 9-hour layover, which is almost the same amount of time that you would do the Visa bus run. It's the same thing as Cambodia too. No, Lao Bao border, there's nothing here. There's absolutely nothing here. A 10-hour bus ride. So, Dark Brother, you're the one that's complaining about doing a bus ride, but then you want to do a 5-hour bus ride to here, and then a 10-hour bus ride into there, and then a 10-hour bus ride back. It doesn't make sense. Logically, that doesn't make sense. Why would I take a 5-hour bus ride here, and then a 10-hour bus ride there, and then a 10-hour bus ride? It doesn't make any sense. It's not an adventure. It's a freaking disaster. It doesn't make sense. I'm paying for an apartment in Da Nang. Why would I be? So I should be renting two places? I'm blowing my money. I'm paying for my apartment, man. I have a 2-bedroom apartment that I'm paying for. It's not good for the content. Go look at my Wien Yan video. Go tell me how many views I have on it. Go look at my Tui Hua video. Go look how many views I have on it. Go look at my Na Trang video. See how many views I have on it. Go look at my Dong Hoi video. See how many views. Those different cities don't really do that great for me. $12.50 each way. Yeah, man, it's like 24 bucks round trip. That's crazy. But it doesn't make sense when you're only 2 hours on the bus. 2 hours is too short to be on a sleeper. 2 hours, you don't even fall asleep. But 10 hours, I can't take a 10-hour ride into Laos. That's crazy. I would like to do Laos and Cambodia, but the logistics and the price of them doesn't make sense from Da Nang. It's crazy. You can literally fly to Bangkok for 3 times less than going to Laos or Cambodia that's like right next door. It makes no sense. It's crazy. It shouldn't be that way. Because like Cambodia, look, we're in Laos. Laos is less than a 4.5 hour drive, but it takes you 9 or 12 hours on a plane to get to Vientiane from Da Nang, and it's like 85 bucks one way. It's crazy. Cambodia is the same way. Like there's no direct flights from Da Nang. There's a layover, and then it's like 90 bucks. It's like, what the hell? What's up, Army guy? We're at the border, buddy. We're waiting for our Vietnam exit stamp. Once we get our visa passport, though, we're about 50% done, maybe even close to 60. So once we get our visa back from the Laos side, then we'll be more than done. More done than not done. We're just sitting here, man. We're killing time. At least I'm able to charge my phone. It is slowly charging, though. 27%? Jeez. You gotta have patience well, put it this way. You gotta have more patience than what you have in USA. In Asia. I don't have patience, but I do have a little more patience. But geez, man. It's so hard to get used to the slow-paced life out here, man. Laos will be quick. Well, Laos is quick on the early morning visa runs. We'll go over there, and within 30 minutes, we're done. So, 30 or 40 minutes, and you're just at the border checkpoint. You're in a building like this. It's smaller, but you're on the Laos side, and you're only in there for like 30 or 40 minutes. You gotta have faith. No, you gotta have patience, man. That's one thing I can never learn in life. I'll never be patient. I don't care to the day that I die. I just don't have patience, man. I just don't understand the concept of patience either. People are like, oh man, you just gotta have patience. And I'm like, why? I'm like, why should I wait for something? I'd rather just have it right now. Like, what do I get out of waiting? You don't get anything out of waiting. So I asked Lynn Visa. So I'm 2 steps ahead of you guys. I asked Duck. I said, hey Duck, can I ride the bus there, stay here for like 3 days or 7 days, and then can I ride your guys' bus back? And he said, yeah. But then I asked him, he was like, what are you going to do in the Lao Bao border? What are you going to do? There's nothing there. And I go, I don't know. And he goes, like, I'm telling you, like, there's literally nothing there. Like, there's a few hotels, but there's nothing. Like, you're going to be glorified camping. And then I was like, well, I'll go to the capital, Vientiane. And he goes, do you know how far that is? And I said, I don't know. And he goes, it's about a 10-hour bus ride. So then it's like, wait a second, like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna take a 5-hour bus in there and then get on a bus again from the Lao Bao border and take a 10-hour bus into Vientiane. And then when I come back, I gotta take a 10-hour the night before. So it's like, if you go spend 3 or 4 days there, you spent 2 days traveling just to get there and back, and you spent 1 day there maybe. So it's like, it doesn't make sense. Laos and Cambodia are they're hard to get to. It's weird. They're hard to get to from Da Nang. Price-wise or bus-wise, they're hard to get to. And it's actually cheaper to go to Bangkok and even cheaper to go to Kuala Lumpur. You could still do that though, Dark Brother. You could do the early morning. You pay extra $40. You leave at 6 in the morning and you're back at 6 p.m. or 5:45. You could still technically do that. You would do the early morning, 6 o'clock to 6 o'clock. I didn't want to pay the extra $40 though, but probably next time if I do the Visa bus run, I will do the early morning one. Because the early morning one, there's no hour wait for your stamp. And there's no restaurant stop. So that's an hour and a half that's just kind of wasted. Because the restaurant was about 30 minutes, and our wait for our wait right now for our exit Vietnam stamp supposedly is going to be an hour. So that's the 6 o'clock bus. So I definitely will recommend the early morning, more expensive one over this one. You do pay $40 extra though. I think it's 1 million. It's literally 1 million extra. This is 4 million, and you would pay 5 million for the other one. That's what I was thinking. I thought it was like 5 hours, but then I think it was Dark Brother was like, yeah, it's like 10 hours or 9 hours, but I don't know how far. I thought Ho Chi Minh to Phnom Penh is like 5 hours, right? But I swear it was Dark Brother. Someone said it was like 9, and I was like, 9 hours? I was like, I don't think it's that long. In An Thuong, it's not that bad. I spent 30,000 on an in drive, which is about $1.20, and it's about an 8-minute ride. But I swear, isn't Phnom Penh only like about 5-hour bus ride? That's what I thought. I thought it's about 5 hours. But I thought it was either Dark Brother or someone else was like, it's 9 hours. And I was like, 9 hours? I'm like, damn, that's longer than freaking Da Nang to Laos. 5. So, yeah. But actually, it is the same. It's the same amount of time because we left at 7:05. We left at 7:05 this morning, and we got here at 12:05. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 5 hours. Almost 5 hours on the dot. So Da Nang to Laos is literally 5 hours. Oh, you did not take a visa agency. You took a chicken bus. Big difference. Big difference. Yeah. I myself would never do one of those. That's crazy. That is insane. Yeah, you took a chicken bus. No way could you get me to do that. Damn, it's double the time. 40% extra. No, man. Those buses, you told me how bad the trains were back then. You were like, the trains only had wooden seats. I can only imagine how bad a local bus is back then. No way. I guarantee you it didn't have the reclining seats, the fully reclining footrest, the AC in every seat. I guarantee you it did not have that. That's what they call them. They call them out here chicken buses because a lot of older ladies will bring chickens in cages. At least they used to. So like you could be on we would call them public buses, I guess. But older ladies will have like a cage of chickens, and you have little kids running up and down the aisleway. People sleep in that aisleway. So that's crazy. Free eggs. I couldn't do that though. I know a guy, UK guy. He lost his passport, and he had to get down to Ho Chi Minh from Da Nang, and he took a bus. And I told him so many times. I said, dude, take the train. First of all, you shouldn't even do it. You should just fly. And he was like, nah, I can't afford flying. And I said, take the train, man. Take the train. Nah, man. I'm going to take the bus, man. I'm a bus guy. About 2 hours into the bus, he was calling me. I didn't answer him, but he was leaving me a message on Facebook. Man, I don't understand. Every 2 seconds when I try to take a nap, there's a bump in the road. It wakes me up. There's a kid next to me, keeps elbowing me. I said, man, I told you should have took the train. Man, I didn't know it was going to be like this. It's supposed to be like in UK. A bucket of chicken. Yeah, live chickens. Man, they're public buses. Anybody can get on. That's why I don't like taking those. I don't like taking those public buses. There's our buddy Dan from Denmark. Still in Colombia. So I hope our exit visa should be popping up soon, I think. Still in Colombia. Oh, Army guy's been out of Colombia. El Feo. See what conversation they're having over here. Yeah, I've never waited. We never waited here. I hate waiting. El Feo. El Feo. Wait. What are we waiting for? Hopefully it's only a few more minutes. We've waited about 40 minutes so far. Army guy is going to invade Iran. Him and the Iron Sheik. The Iron Sheik is going to help him. No, I forgot the Iron Sheik died. That's the most famous person I know from Iran. The Iron Sheik. I think some guy was getting mad at me. A guy on the bus here. I didn't realize it till after it happened, but I was over there. I don't know if you guys seen. No, where was I on live stream? I don't think I was on live stream. I think I was on my GoPro, and I brought the GoPro out to record the lady from Lynn Visa giving us the instructions. And the guy kept pointing, and he was like, something. I kind of heard him say something like camera, but I wasn't paying attention because I was listening to the Lynn Visa lady. And like he kept pointing, and I kept thinking he was pointing at someone behind me. And then at the end, I looked behind me. I thought he was like talking to his wife or something, and no one was behind me. And then I was like, was that guy telling me like to put my camera away or something? Like he was getting all mad. And I was like, dude, if he would have said something to me like that I would have known, I would have said, let me see your badge. Are you a Vietnam immigration officer? Oh no, you're a guy on the bus? Well, screw you. Hopefully he's watching this live stream. I've never been to Iran. Drew Binsky went to Iran. The hard part about Iran is there's no ATMs and banks. So you have to bring all your money that you're going to spend in Iran with you. Well, Philip does that in Vietnam because he's a madman, but I'd be so terrified to bring all my money. Because like you can't just like, oh, let me go down to the ATM. Because there's no central banks there. You can't pull out money. Didn't the Iron Sheik and hack? Yeah, they got arrested. Yeah. That was back in the late 80s. You know who I've been listening to? Hacksaw Jim Duggan has a podcast now. I just literally listened to a Hacksaw Jim Duggan podcast last night. When I was going to bed, I listened to it. He's got a podcast. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Philip brings cash. He said he brings $5,000 worth of cash when he comes to Vietnam. I'm like, Philip, why, man? I'm like, that's crazy. You could lose that money. You can get robbed. Like, it's insane. Why don't you just like pull out money from the ATM? Like, I don't understand that theory. Yeah, he's got a, man, there's almost all these old wrestlers have podcasts now. $1 Million Man has a podcast. Hacksaw Jim Duggan has a podcast. Jake the Snake has a podcast. Undertaker has a podcast. Arn Anderson has a podcast. Ric Flair had a podcast. Like, all these guys have podcasts now. Jim Cornette has a podcast. Jim Ross has a podcast. I didn't know that. Yeah, he lived in Atlanta. I do know that he lived in Atlanta. I didn't know the Iron Sheik had a podcast, though. I listened to the Jake the Snake podcast a little bit. I listened to the Brother Love podcast. I like that one. But all those old wrestlers now, they got podcasts, man. It's smart, man. People love that old school wrestling, and I listen to them. Let's see, do we see any status update? Nope, everybody's still sitting. So, waiting. Sting does not have a podcast. At least, not that I've ever heard of. I think Sting just officially retired maybe just a couple of months ago. Sting just kind of officially retired not long ago. I didn't think I was going to be sitting. Let me get a drink. I'm thirsty a little bit. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me break open my water. They do have free waters on the bus. So if you guys want free waters. Water was good. My day should be over, though. I'm hoping in about 7 hours. I hope. Oh, let me relax. There we go. I'm gonna do a video on buying some knockoff shoes at a market, I think. I gotta replace these shoes, man. I gotta replace my shoes. I love these shoes, man. They're so comfortable, but I gotta replace them. And I'm terrified that I'm gonna go get some cheap market knockoffs and they're gonna be terrible. Rowdy Piper. Yeah, man, I met him in person, though. When I worked at my news station, we had him on as a guest. And I had to go to the green room and talk to him and hang out with him for a little bit. He was okay. I met a lot of wrestlers, actually. These shoes definitely have miles on them, man. I was trying, because I walk a lot of steps, and I was trying to calculate how many. I think I have about 2,000 miles on them. And I looked up on Bing, and it said shoes should be replaced like at 500 to like 900 miles. And I've well got my miles worth on that. Oh, Jimmy Superfly Snuka killed a lady. And they got covered up for years and years and years. And Jimmy Superfly Snuka almost went to prison right before he died. Because he killed his girlfriend. I think her name was Tina, I think it was. He killed her in a motel. And they were able to cover it up in the late 80s. 50,000. Man, your shoe. I swear to God, I thought my shoes had like thousands upon thousands. But then like I calculated it and I was like, oh, dude. And then I looked it up. Like, you have to walk a ton of steps. Like, you would have to walk like, because I think I've walked Uh, I think I've walked like, I don't want, did I walk 1,000,000? But I walked for about 6 or 7 straight months. I walked at least 10,000 steps, maybe even 8 months. So that's a lot of steps, maybe 1,000,000 or something. But then when you calculate like 1,000,000 steps, it only equals like 1,200 miles or something. Why did I get cut out right there? I negotiated some shoes at the Han Market, and I was just kind of doing it for the YouTube video, for the live stream. And the lady actually accepted my offer, and I was like, damn, I don't need shoes. But I got the price that I wanted. Actually, I think a little bit less than what I wanted. He signs trading cards to them all. 19 pairs of shoes. That's the hard part for me, is I only brought 1 pair of shoes, man. But now the problem is I want to go to the Nike outlet in the USA because they're so cheap and you get good shoes. But the problem is I'm not going to fly all the way back to the USA for that. And then you go find real Nikes out here and they're like 30% more than what you can get in the USA. And I'm like, damn. Yeah, no one knew about the brain damage. That's also what they say that Chris Benoit had too. So it looks like everyone's gathering up over here. So I think probably in a few minutes we'll start getting our... Break out my camera for this. Give me a second, guys. Customs? No, there's no such thing customs here. Give me a second, guys. Make sure no one steals my phone because I'm going to walk across the other part of the building. Make sure no one takes this phone. Give me 1 second, guys. There we go, guys. Got a little bit of B-roll. I thought Chris Benoit was right. No, they say it was from his brain. They said like his brain was like, when they took his brain and did tests on it, they said it was like a 90-year-old man. No customs, no customs. Everyone's standing and waiting. This step does not exist. So the restaurant step and this step of waiting for your exit stamp does not exist on the early morning one. So this is like an hour and a half of a step that doesn't exist at the early morning one. If you guys haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. We are trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. I don't know where we're at right now. I don't have my other phone with me. It's in my backpack, but I don't want to pull it out. But please hit the subscribe button if you guys have not subscribed. For you guys will get to see me on a scooter as soon as we hit 10,000. So the sooner that we hit 10,000, the sooner you guys can see me on a scooter. I didn't watch Bob Backlund. Bob Backlund was a little before my time. I started watching wrestling about late 85 or early 86. So Bob Backlund was kind of done by that time. Because I didn't watch wrestling in his time. Bob Backlund lost to the Iron Sheik, and then Hulk Hogan beat the Iron Sheik for his belt. And then I came in right around WrestleMania 2 and 3. Ric Flair is a heavy drinker. Ric Flair is still drinking. Ric Flair almost died last year because he's been... Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me put this charger away. I think all of our... Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna have to sign off in a minute though, guys.